Yeah, this that entrepreneurial conversation where ideas flip the hustle into elevation. No filters, no cap, just lessons in motion. Pull up, lock in, this entrepreneurial conversation. Yeah.
Before we get started with the convo today, I got a quick question. Is the work-life balance realistic for entrepreneurs? Let me ask that once again. Is the work-life balance realistic for entrepreneurs? Because you got to understand, most people start businesses seeking freedom, flexibility, and control over time. But once they become entrepreneurs, they often find themselves working longer hours. So today episode, we're going to explore whether work-life balance is actually possible, what it looks like in the real world, and whether entrepreneurs should even be chasing balance in the first place. So grand rising to all my investors and stuff out there, man. Thank y'all for coming through, tuning in to another entrepreneur conversation that we're going to be having today. It's going to be a great conversation. So hopefully y'all enjoy the Sidebar Convo Radio show this following Friday, man. This past Friday, might as well say, man, we had a great convo. Hopefully y'all tune into it so y'all will get an understanding of what today conversation what we're gonna be talking about today. So it's like you get the pre-show, now you get the main show. So this is what's good, because now you getting more understanding, you're getting more advice, more knowledge, and what have you. Whatever you take from these episodes, man, this is what it's here for, and what have you, guys. So thank you for tuning in on another lovely Monday, start of your grind, start of your hustle, start of everything you see right here. Grind, hustle, and build, and that's what we're doing right now as entrepreneurs, guys. But other than that, before we get started on the convo today, the topic for today conversation we're going to be having today is work-life balance realistic for entrepreneurs? Is a work-life balance realistic for entrepreneurs? But before we jump into the conversation for today, you know what time it is, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Invest Media YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, man. Definitely do that, man, because we got a lot of great things coming to this channel, so you definitely don't want to miss out. This is an informational hub for entrepreneurs, especially new entrepreneurs, or you are an aspiring entrepreneur thinking about becoming one and what have you. This is a hub for you to come converse, gain information, get information, gain knowledge. Whatever you take from this channel, this is here for you to be amongst people like-minded like yourself, and definitely join a community of people that's here to support you, help you, and give you understanding of what entrepreneur is, and help you on your entrepreneur journey, what have you. And also make sure you hit that notification bell, hit all, so you can be notified when anything new drop on this channel. And also invest in hitting that like button, guys. It's free to invest in hitting that like button. And once again, like I said before, I'm definitely gonna working on a new format. I'm gonna be changing both shows to different days and what have you, because I'm trying to be more active within this channel throughout the week and what have you. So I'm making sure everything flows hand in hand. So I'm gonna find the right days to drop these shows and what have you, and also keep everything just flowing. Create a nice little ecosystem where you can come get information, come get videos, come and just converse within a community of people like yourself and what have you. So that's what's very important, guys, to do. But other than that, man, I don't want to hold you guys too long. So let's jump into the conversation at hand for today. So what convo we going to be having today? This is the topic of discussion today. Once again, it's going to be about, is work-life balance realistic for entrepreneurs? Because you got to understand, guys, man, this is something, especially when you starting out as a new entrepreneur, this is something that's going to be hard for you to try to obtain a work-life balance. But a easier way, to just put it like this, to make it easier for you, what have you, is make sure the number one thing is communicate. If you have a significant other, that's what you want to do. You want to sit them down and definitely have that open line of communication to give them an understanding of what type of grind, what type of business that you are doing as an entrepreneur. You got to have them communicate them to them so they can understand the time that you're going to have to be spending into building your business, right? The time that you're going to have to allocate towards your business. See, it's all about having clear line of communication and giving your significant others an understanding of some days you're going to have to sacrifice for the greater good of trying to build something for your family, right? And it makes it a whole lot easier too if you have a significant other who's willing to join in and help you, and you making them part of your entrepreneur journey. You giving them a job to do, a task for them to do, to make them feel involved. So it'd be a lot more easier for you to be able to put that time into whatever you need to be done. And that's the most important part, man. You want to have that open line of communication, because it is hard when you on ground zero, meaning you don't have anything built yet. You don't have a system. You don't have nothing. So this is going to be the early phase of things where you have to hone in and really get things jump started and things going. So you're going to spend a lot of time, a lot of days allocated towards your business versus your personal life. But at the same time, you have to run that communication by your significant other, your kids, your family, whoever means that much to you. You want to make sure so they can understand what you are doing, right? So that will make it a lot more easier, and it definitely will alleviate any stress, any pains, any friction that may cause between you and your significant other. So that's what's so important, guys. So understand, guys, when you are building a business, there always gonna always be something that needs attention, right? And that's considering, your sales, your marketing, your customer, your operation, your finance, right? So things like that every day something of that line is going to need attention from you, right? Because like you are growing a business, right? So it's going to be important that, you have to pay attention, especially when you get things to the point where you are now generating sales or you have product to sell, right? You have to hone in on your sales. You got to make sure, what's selling, what's not selling, so you can have that build that steady cash flow. You can build that system around things that are really selling and what have you. And you definitely want to make sure, you spend time on your marketing, making sure everything that you are putting out there is something that's going to gain attention, that's going to get people to come in, right? It's solving problems that people have and what have you. You definitely want to tune in to your customers, making sure your customers are good, they're satisfied, you answering any questions that they have, any problems, and definitely your day-to-day operations, especially before you can afford a team. You're going to be solely responsible for your day-to-day operations of your business. So it's going to take time in the early phases of growing your business. You definitely, because you got to understand, this is not a traditional job. This is not something that is a 9-to-5 job where you clock in, what time you clock in and what time you're going to clock out, because it's never a start time or end time when you're an entrepreneur and you running a business, right? Some days you might have to work over because you might have to catch yourself up, or you might try to get yourself in a better position. So when you start off for tomorrow, you already be ahead and you don't have anything to worry about. So depending on what it is that day, that week, it might require more of your attention, right? Some months may require more of your attention than other months. This might be your busy season where it's going to require all your attention versus your slow months, right? Where you might be able to allocate a lot more time far as with your family, with your significant other, with your kids and what have you. But at the same time, you want to make sure you find a balance to where everything can align itself together, where it can flow, right? It's all about having that even flow. Because like I said, this is not a traditional job. You are an entrepreneur. So it's a lot more easier if you are, matter of fact, if you are a part-time entrepreneur, I want to say it's a lot more easier, because now if you're a part-time entrepreneur, you don't really have a lot of time after you work a 9-to-5 job, because now in the little time you do have, you have to definitely find allocate the right amount of time to spend on your business versus your personal life, right? So it's a lot more easier when you're a full-time entrepreneur because now you can spend that time you need, and it will give you a lot more time to be able to allocate towards your personal life and what have you. So next thing is social media often shows entrepreneurs living amazing lifestyle, right? And you got to understand this, right? You see people make videos where they traveling, right? Working from the beach, driving luxury cars, right? Enjoying complete freedom, right? But you got to understand, they don't show you the sacrifices behind the scene, right? They don't show you the long nights, the missed events, stress, financial uncertainty, right? They don't show you the things that go on behind the curtain, right? It's like social media is like delusion of grandeur, right? You do not want to fall for social media or compare yourself to other entrepreneurs because you're not at that level yet. You're not, you might see a entrepreneur that is successful, legitly successful, right? You cannot compare yourself to that because now you are starting on a whole different end than them. They already been through what you're going to go through, right? So you can't focus on the traveling, right? Traveling will come as you grow as an entrepreneur, your business grow, where you will have a lot more time once you get a team where you can alleviate a lot of the daily tasks to your team and what have you, right? Will give you a lot of time where you can be hands off, where you can spend time at home, you can travel, you can do other things or work on other part of your business to help that grow and what have you, right? So that's what's very important, right? It's always going to be those, like I did a video probably a couple weeks ago, probably one of my earliest videos was about cosplaying as entrepreneurs. I was talking about, content creators acting like entrepreneurs, and this is what it is. So you can't fall for the 3-minute reels, the 60-second reels and what have you, right? Because they're not showing you the long nights. It's going to be long nights that you have to put in, because especially when you are a part-time entrepreneur, when you get off work, you definitely had to burn the midnight oil, right? Because you had to work on your business. You have to get it up and running because it's solely up to you, right? Like I said, if you have that significant other that can help you, while you at work, and when you come home, you can pick up where they left off at, it'd be even much better. But sometimes we don't have that luxury. A lot of us don't have that luxury as part-time entrepreneurs. If you're a full-time entrepreneur, you have the luxury to be able to wake up and work on your business because you don't have any distractions. You don't have to worry about anything coming in between that, because now you have all the time to work on your business to do what it needs to do, right? Miss events. You're going to have times where you might have to sacrifice parties, your kids' games. And I'm not saying that you have to miss every last one of them. You might have to miss one or two of them, two or three of them, what have you, right? To make sure you get something that's very important for your business to get done, because you need it, right? So it all depends, right? Stress. You definitely gonna have stressful times, especially when things is not going the way you expected to go. You're not seeing the results that you may not that you wanted to see right away, right? Or you going through problems within getting your business where you want to get. It can be anything that's causing you stress. It can be your personal life. So stress going to come, right? Financial uncertainty, right? A lot of us, starting off as entrepreneurs, we might not have the finance like some do. We might not have that a lot of capital to play with, resources. You might not be in the position to get the things that you need right away for your business, right? So financial certainties, like if, say for instance, if you do get your business going, right, you might have slow months that you might not be bringing in as much that you was bringing in last month, right? So it all depends, especially when the financial certain uncertainty kick in. Now you looking like, okay, what can I do to change this outcome? Because at the end of the day, you do have a personal life that you still especially if you're a full-time entrepreneur, you don't have that guaranteed check coming in on a weekly basis or on a bi-weekly basis or a monthly basis, however your pay scale, your payroll is set up and what have you, right? So if you're a full-time entrepreneur, it's solely up to you if you're going to make money that month, right? So very important, guys. And that's the thing about that, guys. When it comes to being an entrepreneur, right? You got to understand most entrepreneurs believe they must work nonstop to be successful. And that's one of the things that's a very much misconception. You do not have to work nonstop to be successful, right? But you have to work to a point where you are doing things, the right things that's going to produce the results, because you don't want to be working harder, and you doing all the wrong things that's not going to get the results that you're looking for and when and building your business, right? So you want to make sure you are working at a pace, or you working up to a certain point. That's why it's important for you to make sure you are setting yourself a goal, you setting yourself a start and finishing time, to make sure you keep a balance and you're not working yourself to the point where you're going to cause yourself problems, right? So the thing about it is, right, this is when you know when your grind, your hustle, whatever you're doing as an entrepreneur, is starting to affect you, right? Say your health, right? When your health, your relationship, your happiness, your peace of mind, when all these things become disrupted, right? Your health starting to become bad. Your mental health, right? Your physical health, right? So those are the most important things, right? Because when your mental health starting to become effective, that's the good time for you to step back, take a break. You want to make sure you start to do things that's going to give you mental clarity, that's going to clear your mind. That's why it's good sometimes for you to take a break. You may take a break, a day or two, a break, move yourself away from your business, go take a vacation, go find a hobby that will keep you balanced, that will help release anything that's going to cause you to have health problems, right? So you want to make sure you're doing the things that's going to make sure you stay healthy mentally and physically as an entrepreneur. If you have to go get a gym membership, go and work out. And a lot of people you see when they go through tough time, depression, stress, what have you, they go to a gym and work out because it releases a lot of that tension, a lot of that stress from you when you're working out. So do things that's going to help you, right? If you see your relationship, if your relationship start to, you feel like it's starting to take its turn for its worse and what have you, that's a good time for you to, okay, let me take a break. Maybe I need to do a couple date nights with my significant other, right? Maybe I need to take a vacation with my significant other. Maybe I need to spend this day with my significant other and not work on any business. This may be a perfect time for you to allocate some time for your significant other. So you do not want, yes, you want to create a business so you can create a financial structure for your family, financial freedom. You want to be able to create an environment for your family that brings them peace, that brings them security and what have you, right? But you don't want it to be the detriment of your relationship, at the expense, might as well say, of your relationship. So that's why I say it's good for you if you have a significant other that's willing to join in on your entrepreneur journey. You can give them a task to do, right? It makes it a whole lot easier because at the end of the day, y'all doing something together, right? So it makes it a lot more easy for you to put more time into your business because they right there with you. So when you're done, they're done, right? So everything is aligned, everything is working hand in hand, right? And your happiness, right? If you starting to feel like your happiness is becoming effective by your work of being an entrepreneur, the time you spend in putting into your business, right? This is a good time for you to step back and start doing things that make you happy, right? Like I said, you might find you a hobby, find things that makes you happy, and that's what you want to do, right? Take a couple of days off, because you got to understand, as an entrepreneur, it's all about having longevity. It's all about being, just not just being healthy. You want to be mental healthy, not just physical, but mental, because this is what you're going to need to move your business along, because it's all about growing as an entrepreneur, because more you grow, your business is going to grow, right? Both of those two things line together. So you want to make sure that you are growing mentally, making sure you are mentally stable, making sure you mentally your mind is clear and what have you, right? It's very important to understand that your mental health is everything, guys. Your peace of mind. Basically what I said, you want to have a peace of mind. You want to make sure that when you lay your head on the pillow at night, that you are in a good space as an entrepreneur. You want to have a peace of mind, right? But it's easy said than done, because a lot of times you may go to bed with your mind heavy, a lot of things going on, because you're thinking about your business, what you can do, what's going on, what's wrong with your business, right? Why you're not seeing the results you're seeing, what can you do better, right? Maybe I need to get this. So you want to have a peace of mind as an entrepreneur, which will make it a lot more easier if you were if all these things are aligned: your health, your relationship, your happiness, your peace of mind. Once out, because at the end of the day, yes, it's about balance, but really it's about making sure everything is aligned with each other. It's all about the alignment, right? So the alignment is going to lead to the balance, where you don't even have to focus anymore, because once everything become aligned, it's going to run smoothly. It's something that's going to be like a routine where it's almost expected. You're going to do these things automatically. And you got to understand, balance become more easier as you grow within your entrepreneur journey, as your business grow. And once you able to get a team to where you can get you an operational manager that can manage your business and your day-to-day business tasks every day, to where you don't have to come in your business. You have some business owners may come in once a month, once a week, every 2 weeks, and what have you. So you don't have to be hands on as much as you was when you was in the early phases of your business, right? And that's the point you want to get up to, where you don't have to be so much hands on, right? You can hire somebody that can take care of all the things that you need to be done on a day-to-day basis, to where you can have much freedom, right? Your work-life balance it's obtainable. But when you in your early phases as an entrepreneur, that's why I say communication is key. Communication is everything. But as you become more successful as an entrepreneur, and your business is, you got your business where it needs to be, like I said, when you can afford a team, it's going to get a whole lot easier, where your work-life balance is going to be, you're going to have the balance that you're looking for, because like I said, you don't have to be hands on as much. And it all depends on the entrepreneur itself too, right? Depending on what you're doing as an entrepreneur and how you are as an entrepreneur. You still have some entrepreneurs that love to be hands on, that want to be there for every detail of their business. You have some that is up to a point where they don't really care to be hands-on, because loans, they seeing the results and they seeing the cash coming in, they making a profit and everything is good. They not seeing any red flags, any dip in sales, or anything that's causing a major alarm for them to come in. They're not really coming in like that, right? And checking on things. So understand, your work-life balance is obtainable, but it's going to take time. That's why communication is key in the in the first phase of being an entrepreneur, right? Because you got to understand, you don't want to burn yourself out, right? You got to understand, a lot of times you see where entrepreneurs burn themselves out, and this is what you want to avoid, is the burnout. You're doing so much and you going so hard, and you eventually going to burn yourself out to the point where that's not going to do anything for you as an entrepreneur. It's not going to do anything for your business, because guess what? When you become burned out, it causes stagnation to the point where you're not going to work on your business. It might be weeks that go by. It might be a week or two. It all depends on when you feel rejuvenated again, right? So that's why if you feeling like that burnout about to happen, or you getting to the point of it, that's a good time to stop and take a couple of days off and get yourself together, get back refocused again, guys. And so it's very important, right? Um, and the next thing is, what does success really look like, right? And success is up to the individual. It's up to that entrepreneur what success means to them, because success means different to each and every one of us, right? You have some entrepreneurs may feel like they successful if they make one sale, right? They may be successful if they see, okay, I was able to, get my site up. My site is up and running. I'm successful because I'm able to put something out there, right? So people can see. So success is different to the beholder, right? Success for another entrepreneur might be able to obtain getting them a new house, buying them a new car, right? Buying them a luxury car, being able to build them a house, right? So success is up to the individual, right? It means different to the entrepreneur, right? So the thing about it is, you got some entrepreneurs that feel like their business is only successful if they can build $1 million business, right? And others may feel like they are a success if they be able to obtain a lot more freedom to be able to spend time with their family, enjoy their life. So that's what success to others may be, right? Like I said, freedom, flexibility, time with your family, what have you. So that's what it may be. Success may be to other entrepreneurs, right? So the next thing is, you got to be able to understand that different stages of your business require different type of sacrifices. Like I said in the Sidebar Combo Radio Show, you got the startup phase, you got the growth phase, you got the mature business phase, right? So you got three phases where you're going to go through as a business, as an entrepreneur, and this required different sacrifices, right? So like I said, when you're in the startup phase is going to demand more time and more energy that's going to have to go into building your business. Like I like to call it, you at ground zero. So you have to build the foundation. You have to build the walls. You have to do everything it's going to take to get your business up and going, right? And the growth phase may require building the system and hiring help, right? So this is where you're going to start building your systems and putting them in place, because you're going to need to build systems around your business, around your ideas and everything to help guide you, help give you structure and what have you, right? Hiring help is definitely going to require time, because you're going to have to find good help, people that you can trust to come in and continue to carry out the ideas, to carry out the way you conduct business and what have you. So it's very important. And the mature business often provide what? More flexibility. This is when your business is up and running. Your business is producing results. Your business is now maybe a year or two old, to the point where now you have a team. Now everything is flowing to where you can step back a little bit. You can be hands off. Now you have more time to be flexible. So that's very important to understand. So balance change as business evolves. Let me say it again. Balance changes as business evolves. So once your business start evolving to the next phase, you're going to start seeing your work-life balance get even better. Yes, your work-life balance is going to be off when you first start off as an entrepreneur, right? But once your business start to mature, it's going to start becoming more balanced to the point where you're going to have more flexibility in your personal life, to be able to do whatever you need to do, because now you don't have to spend that a lot. Your business don't need that required time. It needs to grow and what have you, right? Next thing is signs that your balance is off. So the signs that your balance is off, right? If you constantly, feeling stress, anxiety, missing important family moments, poor sleep habits, lack of exercise, self-care, feeling disconnected from life outside the business. These are the things that you may feel like, okay, may be signs that your balance is off, right? Because like I said, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have stressful times, stressful nights, and what have you. And if you're a person that have anxiety, that can definitely trigger your anxiety, right? Especially if your business isn't going accordingly like you have mapped it out, or things that may happen within your journey, your entrepreneur journey, what have you, may contribute to triggering your anxiety and what have you. Missing important family moments, right? That's your kids' games. It might be your anniversary. It may be something it may be a very special moment of your life, in your lifetime. Right. So when you start missing things that's like very important right here, you can tell that your balance is off, because it's like, okay, I didn't already miss majority of my kids' games, graduation, may missed a birthday, an anniversary. I'm missing things that's very key, right? So this is definitely a time for you to step back and be like, okay, I need to really allocate some time. I really need to set some time. I need to set a schedule. I need to do something to make sure I don't miss these key moments again, in my life and what have you, right? Poor sleeping habits, right? You going to sleep late, you trying to make sure you are getting things done for your business. You're not getting enough sleep. That's going to help you think mentally, going to give you that mental edge to be able to think clearly, right? To have better understanding, because when you get proper sleep, that's going to help you as an entrepreneur, going to help you think in the process of you trying to come up with ideas for your business, help do the things to implement in your business so it can grow and what have you, right? Lack of exercise, self-care. So you definitely want to take advantage of your mental health, your physical health, because like I said before, entrepreneurship isn't for the weak. So you definitely have to be mentally tuned in and physically fit and ready for your grind, for the hustle and what have you, right? So, feeling disconnected from life outside the business, right? When things outside your business is in reality anymore, yes, it's time for you to definitely take a step back and get things back into perspective, because you don't want to lose reality of your personal life, right? Because outside of the business, you still have to live life. You still have to do things for your family. You still have to take care of business within your personal life and what have you. So you definitely, it may be a time for you to slow down, take a vacation, rethink some things, redo some things over, change some things around, whatever it's going to take for you to help get a little bit something that feels like balance. So it won't cause any disruption to your personal life and what have you, right? So that's the last thing you want to do, is cause disruption to your personal life. So the last thing is boundaries or business strategy, right? Boundaries are business strategy, because you want to be able to create boundaries within your work and your personal life, right? Your business and your personal life. You want to find boundaries, because it's all about aligning these two together, right? So everything can run smoothly, hand to hand, right? So you got to understand, most successful entrepreneurs, they often create these boundaries, right? They often create these boundaries that's like setting office hours. So you'll know, like, okay, I work from here to here. I work from this time to this time, right? Now you setting boundaries. You understand, okay, I got, if I, whatever I don't get done within these hours, I will work on tomorrow. But I know now, once I'm done for business for the day. It's time for me to clock in to my personal life, to clock in to my family and what have you, right? Turn off the notifications. Notifications can be a distraction when you trying to have intimate time with your significant other or have time with your kids and what have you. Notifications can definitely be distraction because you're going to be eager to what? Check your phone to see what's going off, who is sending you something, what's going on and what have you. So once you have it turned off, it's like what they say, out of sight, out of mind. So if you don't hear it, you don't even know it's there and what have you, right? Scheduling, like I said before, scheduling family time. You definitely want to schedule time with your family, so it keeps you in track. It keeps everything aligned together. So like I said, you won't cause that disruption between your work and life balance and what have you, right? At least you trying to create work-life balance, right? So you want to cause a disruption to that, right? So that's what's very important. Taking vacations without guilt, definitely take vacation. As an entrepreneur, you want to take vacation. This is help you clear your mind, help you get your creative juices flowing, get you back in peace and what have you, get your mind off of business, right? So that's what's very important. So boundaries help sustain long-term performance. So create the boundaries that you need that's going to help create long-term performance for you as an entrepreneur, because it's all about longevity, guys. Longevity. But thank you, guys. Thank you for coming through, man. Thank you for listening to another convo that we have for today. And like I said before, man, it's important for you to jump down into that comment section, comment on any question that you have about this episode, any question you have regarding work-life balance. If you have any suggestions, anything, please put it down in the comment section, because this is community for you to join, to converse in, to just come. This is a hub for you, an informational hub for you to come and join a community of people that's like-minded like yourself, guys. So that's very important, guys, very important. But thank you for coming through. Like I said before, guys, make sure you subscribe to the Invest Media channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell and hit all. And definitely, man, invest in hitting that like button, guys. Thank you. And remember this, guys, the goal isn't just building a successful business, right? It's building a life worth enjoying while you build it. Let me say it again. The goal isn't just building a successful business. It's building a life worth enjoying while you build it. Yup.